Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. If you have been following along with my social media accounts much over the last couple of days, then you know that we are in the middle of our Disney restaurant bracket. We are hashtagging that as Disney restaurant bracket if you want to follow along with that. But we chose 64 of what we think are the best restaurants on site at Disney World in the categories of quick service, table service in the parks, table service at the resorts in Disney Springs, and then, of course, character dining. And so today we are going to be revealing the winners of the first round, which was actually our quick service region. So, just to kind of remind everybody, you voted. So, you have been voting. Many of you have. Thank you so much for the engagement. But you've been voting through my Instagram story, my Facebook story, on comments, on our different posts. And the categories or the criteria that you have been judging your votes on are as followed. First, food quality. So, as restaurants, obviously, we want to make sure we're picking restaurants with the best food. So, food quality is first. Second is value. How much bang for your buck are you getting from that dining location? Number three is atmosphere, and we include characters for those character meals as part of the atmosphere. And then lastly is the location. So how accessible is that resort or that particular restaurant, and how lovely is the location that you're getting to dine in. And so I'm joined today by my husband Evan, who has been a huge part of this whole Disney restaurant bracket challenge. And so he is actually going to be doing the reveals. So I have not seen the winners of these yet either. So I'm really excited to see the winners of our first round. So Evan, take it away.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. And I'm excited to share my screen with you. We've already got some folks interacting with us on YouTube and on Facebook. The Parker Show, they're here. They said, I'm here, and they're excited. That's what I'm talking about. We are too. Kathy is one of Ginger's coworkers. Hey, Kathy, she's with us already on Facebook. So that's exciting to see people join us. Hey, let us know wherever you're watching from. That'd be cool to see. We're excited to show you who you chose as the winners of the first round in the quick service restaurant category. Now, just so you know, there were some real blowouts in this, but there was one that was the Parker Show said, I got my food, so I'm prepared. That's right. We were getting hungry as we were going over the reveal the other day. And so there was one category though, or one contest though, that literally one vote was the difference. It was so close. And so we're going to reveal that to you now. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So let's go through this so you can see who were the winners in the quick service first round. The first matchup that we had was Satu'li Canteen versus Columbia Harbor House, and Satu'li Canteen won that. And the point differential there was 61% for Satu'li Canteen versus 39% of the vote for Columbia Harbor House. So that's pretty one-sided affair there.
Yeah, those are both really great quick service options, but I'm not really all that surprised to see that Satu'li Canteen won, and pretty handily too. It is, yeah. It's a little celebration emoji. I think you're muted again, hun.
I do that
There
so
we
we
go.
don't. Yeah, Kathy said, love them both, but hands down, Satu'li. That's cool. And the Parker Show said, great start. Absolutely. All right, so the second one, it was Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn, or Earl of Sandwich. So you got one in Magic Kingdom versus one in Disney Springs. And Pecos Bill won that one. And it was 64% of the vote for Pecos Bill and 36% for Earl of Sandwich. And so that's I expected that kind of Pecos Bill, man. It's a classic. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Pecos Bill is in Magic Kingdom, whereas Earl of Sandwich is over at Disney Springs. And they're both great restaurants, but Pecos Bill, that would have been my choice too. So not surprised.
We got the nachos there. Is that right? Is that what we split that one time? It was so good. Yeah. This next one. Okay. So the next one was the largest margin of victory of any of these. It was a blowout. The winner had 85% of the vote. And that was Casey's Corner.
Again, I'm not surprised because Casey's Corner is, hot dogs. It's right there on Magic Kingdom. But I will say that I personally, of these two, I like Blaze Pizza better. But I'm not at all surprised to see that Casey's Corner won because it's iconic and it is really good. Both of them are good. I just happen to prefer pizza to hot dogs, but they're both awesome. And most people, as we can see, love Casey's best.
Yeah, I think so. Of the 4 criteria, you've got food quality, value, location, and atmosphere. I think if you're looking at that particular matchup, Casey's Corner versus Blaze Pizza, I think when you look at food quality, I'd say you'd probably have to go Blaze Pizza. But for atmosphere, Casey's Corner. I mean, it's like you said, it's iconic. The location, it's iconic. The value. I mean, you probably make a case for Blaze on that one, but I think that one's just so iconic, like you said, and so nostalgic, and such an icon at Disney World that's why it got chosen. Let's see. The Parker Show said agreed, and Kathy said I picked Casey's just because absolutely exactly. Hey, that's actually why when I voted, I chose Casey's too because of that. Right? I mean, it's Casey's. She said I prefer pizza too, but I mean, like I said, I mean it's Casey's Corner. It's one of the most iconic. It's right on Main Street USA, right at the corner there at the hub. I mean, you can sit there and watch the castle. So I mean, it's hard to beat. So, not surprised by that one at all. Kind of surprised by the disparity. I mean, that's a huge difference. But not surprised that Casey's Corner did win. Now, this next one, so it's interesting. Casey's Corner Blaze Pizza was the largest margin of victory. Backlot Express Polite Pig was the closest margin of victory. This is the one, and the winners are going to play each other. So, this one, Backlot Express Polite Pig, this is the one that was decided by one vote, and the winner was Polite Pig. Very interesting. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. I was thinking of Docking Bay 7 and Captain Cook's. So no, this wasn't a one vote thing. This was 65% to 35%. I was wrong. My bad. I was thinking of Docking Bay 7.
Yeah, people love Polite Pig. And Polite Pig is really, really good. Polite Pig, as we said in the bracket reveal video the other night, is in Disney Springs. And so it's got a phenomenal location. You don't have to have a park ticket to eat there. Backlot Express is located in Hollywood Studios, and the theming of Backlot Express is really cool. Their food is good, but I have to say, if I were picking on just food quality, I probably would pick Polite Pig as well. But when I bring atmosphere and location into it, I would probably give the edge to Backlot Express. So that is a tough one in my opinion.
I totally agree. That was actually one of the hardest ones, in my opinion, in this bracket to choose because it's exactly what you just said. I mean, the location, the atmosphere, and everything. It's pretty incredible at Backlot Express. But Polite Pig, the food, I mean, that would be better. If there is a good location, I mean, if you're talking about location, obviously being in the park at Hollywood Studios is a great location. But if there were a good location, I guess you could say at Disney Springs, it would be Polite Pig because it's right at the base of the Lime Garage. So, I mean, you come walking out and you're right there. So, if there is a good location at Disney Springs, they got it. Location, and they certainly have that there. All right. So, our next one, Cosmic Rays versus Chicken Guy. And the winner was Chicken Guy, and it was by a total of 59% to 41%. So this was a little bit closer. Chicken Guy squeaks past Cosmic Rays.
Yeah, I love Chicken Guy. I would have picked Chicken Guy personally as well. And I think part of the reason, like, not only is the chicken good, but the dipping sauces are, in my opinion, one of the reasons that you go to Chicken Guy is to just try all the different dipping sauces that they have. Cosmic Rays has a great location. It has a great atmosphere. Their food is just okay. It's not the greatest food in the world, but it is a great atmosphere. So I'm not at all surprised that that one is closer. But I agree with the voters on this one, and I would have gone with Chicken Guy as well. You're muted again. Maybe not like the third time we do this. We'll get this.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's right. The Parker Show said they like Backlot Express a little bit more. Actually, I voted for Backlot Express too, just because of the location and the atmosphere. And Kathy makes a good point here. She said, Chicken Guy is so good, but even though Cosmic Rays they got the location right there in Tomorrowland, that kind of stuff. It's just not iconic enough. That's a good point. I like that. It's definitely not as iconic as Casey's Corner. That's for sure. So our next matchup was La Cantina in the Mexico Pavilion against Regal Eagle Smokehouse in the America Pavilion. So we got an Epcot battle here, and the winner. And these bottom four matchups here were voted on yesterday, and so the winner of that matchup was La Cantina, and it was not close. It was 73% to 27%.
Okay, so here's my theory on that, just for what it's worth. Regal Eagle opened shortly, very shortly before the closures last year. And I think that maybe not as many people have had the opportunity to try Regal Eagle yet. Now, personally, if I were voting, I probably would have chosen La Cantina de San Angel as well, because I just love that restaurant. But this one is a tough decision, like really, really much tougher than I think the numbers show. And I think it's honestly just because maybe not as many people have had the opportunity to try Regal Eagle yet. But the next time that you are in Epcot, definitely try San Angel because it is fantastic. But if you're there for, 2 quick service meals, give Regal Eagle a try because it is really, really good food. And it has really neat theming too. If you are a Muppets fan, you're going to love this location because there's just little insider Muppets jokes throughout the whole thing, kind of like it is at Pizza Rizzo in Hollywood Studios. But the food at Regal Eagle is higher quality than what you'll find at Pizza Rizzo, in my opinion. But that one is a hard choice. And I think if more people had had the chance to try Regal Eagle, maybe those numbers would have been a little bit closer.
I 100% agree. That I think Ginger's theory is spot on because she knows I'm a barbecue connoisseur. I love barbecue. And this was an incredibly difficult choice for me because Regal Eagle, it was good. It was really good. I think I actually ended up voting for La Cantina as well. I think the reason I voted for that is because sitting on that deck overlooking the water, it's really a neat place. The atmosphere, just like Ginger said, the atmosphere in Regal Eagle is also really cool because especially if you're a Muppets fan, like if you're a Muppets fan, you need to go to Regal Eagle. Like you just need to plan on going to Regal Eagle. But the food is really good and the atmosphere is cool because you got the Muppets and you're right there. You can sit outside in front of the theater. But I don't know. It was just, I guess it was so relaxing sitting on the deck, right on the water there at La Cantina I guess that's why I chose that one. But both, you can't go wrong. And this was one of the more difficult ones, in my opinion, to choose. I was kind of shocked at the huge disparity in the votes there. And I think Ginger's right. I think it's just because people hadn't had a chance yet to eat at Regal Eagle. So maybe in a year or two from now, that might be a very different thing. But we've eaten at both, and I think both of us said that we would have chosen La Cantina as well, just because it is just it's sitting there on the water. It is really a neat little experience. Let's see. The Parker Show said it is so good. It's time to eat. I agree. Let's see here. What about our next one? So this is the one that I said was actually the closest. I misspoke earlier. It was this matchup, and it was Docking Bay 7 versus Captain Cook's. And the winner by 1 vote was Docking Bay 7.
So those are both so good. Like they're both such good locations. So I'm not at all surprised that this one was so close because Docking Bay 7 is right there in the heart of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You feel like you are in a galaxy far, far away when you are eating in that location. And not only is the theming really, really cool, particularly if you love Star Wars, but the food there is great. You know, I typically get the pot roast. I think it's the I can't remember the name of it. I know my kids get the fried chicken, and that's the fried Endorian tip yip. So there is some sort of like Star Warsy name for the pot roast, but it's as good as some of the Disney pot roasts that I've had at like 50's Primetime Cafe, which is a table service location that you're going to pay, you know, a decent amount more for a very, very similar tasting dish. So I love the food at Docking Bay 7, but I also love the food at Captain Cook's, and I love the atmosphere there too, because you are in a very, you know, light, bright area. There's tons of windows at Captain Cook's. You can even eat outside, you know, and overlook the pool and some of the other cool theming elements of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. So food is great at both. Atmosphere is great at both. Location is great at both. So I'm not at all surprised that one was so close.
And the Parker Show said, yep, Docking Bay is good. And it sure is. It really, really is. It's actually, I rounded, it was actually 51.5% to 48.5%. But I rounded. And so it was 52 to 48. 1 vote. And it was kind of neat. I don't know if anybody's been watching the NCAA tournament, but there have been some incredible finishes. Last night, Texas and Abilene Christian University. That was an incredible finish. Guy steps up to the free throw line down by 1 point and makes both free throws to win the game. Well, that was kind of how this one went. As we were tallying the votes, Captain Cook's was up by 2 votes. And the last 3 votes that were added in and counted, all 3 went to Docking Bay 7, and that's what pushed it over, and it won at the buzzer. You know, it was really cool. It was really neat. Last matchup, and then we're going to talk real briefly about what you can vote on today, and then we'll also look at these quick service things here. Last matchup, it was Sunshine Seasons versus Flame Tree Barbecue, and it was not close. It just wasn't close. Flame Tree Barbecue blew it out of the water. It was 74% to 26%. Flame Tree is amazing. And you know what? I totally agree. I'll show you a picture here. Oh, I don't have it on here, actually. I thought I did. Flame Tree, man, it is excellent. The atmosphere, everything. What do you think, Jen?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I would have given my vote to Flame Tree Barbecue as well because the food's really good. Depending on what you order, you know, it can be a really, really good value too. Like I always get the pulled pork mac and cheese, and it's very filling, but it's not one of the more expensive entrees on the menu. But it fills you up, and it's a great choice. But I love the atmosphere of Flame Tree Barbecue because it's open air and there's just beautiful scenery all around you. Animal Kingdom, in my opinion, is one of the prettiest parks. And you just get to kind of sit around and take in that atmosphere and enjoy great food at a great value. So that one's just a winner across the board, in my opinion.
I'm going to see if I can find a photo. I might have one, Flame Tree Barbecue, just offhand here. No, it was on an external hard drive. That's where it was. Oh, well. It's just really, I mean, it's a special place. That's the bottom line. It's such a neat atmosphere. So I was going to try to find that for you real quick, but I can't find it. Parker Show said they love both. Absolutely. Sunshine Seasons, I think variety would be the key there. Flame Tree Barbecue, as far as location, I mean, there is, if you're in Animal Kingdom, well, there is no better location than where Flame Tree Barbecue is, because it's right there at the main hub. It is a perfect location. And like Ginger said, it's just so peaceful and relaxing. You got water features everywhere, the water itself behind you. It's fantastic. And so it's a win-win for sure.
And I will say too that one of Sunshine Season's greatest strengths is their bakery case. They have a really phenomenal bakery case there with lots of delicious treats. So if you have a sweet tooth, you might want to give the edge to Sunshine Seasons over those two.
So as we look ahead to the second round in the quick service category, there are some very interesting matchups now. This one right here, in my opinion, is going to be the most interesting matchup that we will see in the quick service category in the round of 32. Casey's Corner versus Polite Pig. This is just my quick assessment, but it seems like it's going to be icon status versus quality of food. Personally, that's what I think it's going to. What do you think, Jen?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah. Like, because and location, location, iconic status versus food. And the same thing is probably true to a certain extent with Docking Bay 7 and Flame Tree Barbecue. You know, both of those have good food, but which theme, I guess, are you going to give the edge to? Are you going to give it to that highly intensely themed Star Wars restaurant? Or are you going to give it to that kind of relaxing outdoor space that we were just talking about at Flame Tree?
So this is going to be really a good matchup, and you'll notice not a single one of these has a restaurant or two restaurants in the same park or two restaurants in Disney Springs. Each one has a restaurant in a different area. So I mean, you can't even like go by what park it's in. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. If we look at what we're doing today, so today, if I scroll down the bracket here, this is what you can vote on today. These first four matchups right here, currently on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, the community tab on YouTube, Twitter. There's a clickable poll on our Twitter feed. You can vote on these first four matchups today: Viennapoli against Coral Reef, Liberty Tree Tavern versus Tony's Town Square Pasta Restaurant, Le Cellier versus Tiffin's, Mama Melrose's, and Teppan Edo. You can see those today, and some of you may have noticed we're feeling a little creative as we are creating the Instagram and Facebook stories. And so if you go look on there, we were having some fun trying to make those look good and everything.
This is Evan's first foray into Instagram stories, and he's having a little fun with all the different stickers and things that you could use. Instagram is not typically his platform of choice, and so he's kind of learning the ins and outs of how Instagram works. It's been pretty funny to watch.
She's taught me some stuff over the past couple of days, and so we even got like for the Mama Melrose Teppan Edo, and there's an Italian flag that's flying underneath Mama Melrose's and a Japanese flag that's flying under Teppan Edo. So I'm having fun with it too. But you'll notice that we're going to try to make it more creative and stuff. And if you look at the stories and you go to the very last one, there's a little thank you to everybody on that one that we had some fun with too. So those four today, and then tomorrow will be the bottom four matchups: Sci-Fi Dine-In against Yak and Yeti, Chefs de France versus 50s Primetime Cafe, Rainforest Cafe in the parks, not Disney Springs, versus the Plaza Restaurant, which is on Main Street, USA, and Hollywood Brown Derby against Skipper Canteen. So those are going to be tomorrow. So that's what you can vote on today and tomorrow. And then I guess Tuesday we'll start the table service restaurants in the resorts or Disney Springs. So all of these are the ones that are in the parks. And so that's what we're voting on today and tomorrow. But now we know the winners of the first round of the quick service category. So we so appreciate everybody joining us, and thank you so much for interacting with us in the comments. And I'll stop sharing my screen here, and I will let Ginger carry us out.
Yeah, well, just to kind of echo what Evan said, thank you so much for all of the engagement that we've had throughout this whole challenge. We've really appreciated seeing all of you guys, enjoy voting on stuff like this, and we really enjoy having fun, with our social media community with things like this too. So this is definitely something that we're going to keep going on into the future. But just to kind of remind you, if you are maybe new to following me on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or wherever you're interacting with me primarily. Just to remind you that my vacation planning services are completely free if you book your vacation through me, and booking your vacation through me is the same price as booking it directly on Disney's website and servicing it yourself. But, I'm here to be in your corner to make sure that not only you know what restaurants are great, and you get some firsthand experience based on, ones that I love that I've eaten with my family, but also to help make sure that you are prepared to have the best vacation in light of all of the changes that have been made since the reopening and everything that you need to know to just have a fantastic time. So if you would like a quote on your next vacation, you can visit me at my blog, which is GingerMMT.com, and you can click Get a Free Quote in the upper left-hand corner. So thank you so much for joining us today.